G'day mates, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how a Fortnite pro is competing right now using his voice to play Fortnite. You heard that correctly, he uses his voice to build, edit, shoot, move, and he is currently competing in the cash cups and getting almost 100 points doing so. This player is so insane and so inspirational. Please show them all the support you can. I'm also going to be going through who qualified and who didn't qualify for the last cash cup before FNCS and why some teams have now split up because they didn't qualify less than 3 days out from FNCS. There's a lot to talk about. Let's just jump into it. To kick off today's video, I want to introduce you to a very inspirational Fortnite player. His name is Deadly PG. You may have heard about him. He's signed to TNG and he is an EU player who competes using only his voice for his builds, his edits, for moving, for shooting. It is absolutely insane. You may have seen about him recently. We reacted to him on the NRG channel. We're watching montages his got put in, and from when I saw it, I knew I had to talk about him and I was waiting for the perfect moment. Well, today he played in the Duo Cash Cup and got 93 points. He almost got triple-digit points in a Cash Cup using his voice. That's more than I've ever gotten in a Cash Cup. Now, I want to explain exactly how Deadly PG plays. Before I do that, I want to shout out his socials. Please go check out his YouTube, check out his Twitch. He makes a bunch of content. It seriously is amazing. And in case you're confused on how any of that works, because it just blows my mind, I have to talk to you about this. Deadly PG has a condition which is called spinal muscular atrophy. Basically, it's a muscle wasting disability where he is losing function to his different limbs and different abilities of his body. So currently he controls Fortnite using only his thumb on a trackpad. Yes, a laptop trackpad. That's how he aims, that's how he edits, and then he uses a program using his voice to do everything else. If he wants to start an edit, if he wants to move forward, if he wants to move right, if he wants to jump, if he wants all of those commands, he does with his voice. And I'm going to show you some of his content. It is absolutely insane, and I'll walk you through exactly what is going on because this seriously blows my mind. But like I said, more than almost anyone else I've ever talked about, please go check out Deadly PG's socials. You really need to start showing this guy some love. He deserves it. I want to show you some of Deadly PG's gameplay and some of his montages. They are insane. I am going to mute the video because obviously it'll get my video copyright striked, and I actually want to donate the money from today's video to Deadly PG just because I'm honestly so inspired by everything he is doing at the moment. So please share this video with your friends so they can see it and go check him out. Share his socials on your socials. Trust me, he deserves it. But let's see how this absolute demon plays using his voice. So like I said, he currently has his thumb on a trackpad to aim, but then you'll see over here, every time he says something, that is a command. I'll show you what some of these commands look like in a second, but this man is pre-firing. He's edit 200 pumping people. You just saw him get a headshot snipe as well. He can push out, he can piece control. He is doing this with voice control, and not only that, the voice control program he uses also has about a ½ second delay on it. So he's managing to hit like window edit 1 pumps and pre-fires with like ½ second delay. He's obviously doing it in real games as well, not just creative. Honestly, I am absolutely inspired by this, and the fact that he got almost 100 points today in the Duo Cash Cup is honestly astounding. He has videos where he actually shows with his face cam and him talking while he plays. I'll try to find some of those now as well. Here's a perfect clip of him actually beating someone in a 1v1 in arena solos. As you can see on the left, everything that he is saying is what it is doing. So it is drop, forward, left jump, protect, which I believe seems to do some kind of a move where it puts a place above him. Then it's side jump, protect, ramp, side jump, protect, walls, shotgun, protect, forward, shotgun, first, cone, pyramid, I should say, shotgun, fire, drop, change, right? Like, come, man, I'm a commentator. I'm a caster. I talk fast. You guys know this. Sometimes my videos, I talk way too fast. This guy is insane. He's beating people in arena in 1v1s using his voice for every single thing that he does. The only thing he is controlling outside of his voice is he is using a singular thumb on a trackpad, which I will mention is already hard enough. If you were just playing Fortnite on a trackpad, everything else normal, I would still consider you an absolute demon because that is like impossible to aim on. He's doing that and he's talking through every single fight and move that he makes. This guy is insane. I feel like when everyone's complaining about dying to bugs or the meta this, I don't like the SMG, I feel like these are the kind of things and people we should be focusing on. Deadly PG, against all odds, with everything against him, is still doing his best to play and improve. He just got 93 points. I hope he can get 100 next week. That'd be crazy. I'll be watching him, doing my viewing party, cheering him on as always. You guys should be as well. Last chance, please check out his socials and show him some love. I'd really appreciate it. Remember, guys, FNCS is in less than 3 days. I'll be doing crazy 12-hour streams on my stream pretty much every single day. Twitch.tv/Aussie Antics. We'll be watching a whole bunch of regions, a whole bunch of games. Make sure you guys follow and tune in. But we also had our cash cups today, breaking down EU, Nebs and Hellfire after not qualifying last week, having a few people pretty concerned coming into FNCS that their, hot streak was kind of falling off a bit. They clapped back with a first place today on 208 points. Pinkin and Us coming in second on 198, really ramping up their consistency coming into FNCS. Tayson and Thomas came in 6th overall. They were actually top 2 at one point, neck and neck with Benji and Savage, and getting almost a top 5 for them was very good for a lot of people who are questioning where Tayson has been so far this season. I keep saying this about a lot of these teams. We have a lot of set lobbies, which is awesome, but remember, Cash Cups is different to FNCS. I fully expect a lot of those teams who have been quiet, pretty quiet in the start of this season to really ramp up now that FNCS is around the corner. We also had Mustache and Malabuka. Malabuka proven he is not just a solo demon, having an insane performance today on EU, getting 7th place overall. They did play really, really well. They got a 48 elim second at one point, almost dropping a 50 bomb. Floki Clements in there. Also, shout out, we had some NA East boys showing up today on the EU leaderboard, which doesn't happen as often. We managed to have Acorn's team, and we also had Mitr0 in there as well. So they performed really, really well, making inside the top 50. Benji and Savage, if you guys were watching the games, was a little bit concerning there for a while. They were in 1st and 2nd, and then their last games, they hit a wall. This was very, very scary. They went from getting a 12 elim 1st and an 8 elim 5th and a 4 elim 10th to then getting a 2 elim 24th, 1 elim 36th, and it came down to Mr. Savage in their last game to clutch up a 4 elim 36. They got pushed really close to spawn. They got into a fight around Sleepy. They almost lost it, and that one extra kill that Savage got there is what ended up qualifying. If they got 1 point less, they would not have qualified. So Benji and Savage still looking good coming into the finals. At one point, they're looking real hot, but that inconsistency towards the tail end of their round ones almost came back to bite them again, like it did a few weeks ago. I know after last week, a lot of you guys are going to be asking, but unfortunately, Mongraal and Mitr0 were not able to qualify this week. Despite getting an almost 40 elim win in their first few games, getting a huge amount of points, they tried to do their usual strategy of waiting to queue into their next game to try and drop those really, really high elim games, but it just didn't work this week. That strategy is really, really hard to replicate, and like we saw last week, once you get to the set lobbies, that play style definitely doesn't work. So it's a lot of fun to watch them. It's awesome to see, but I don't really know how Mongraal and Mitr0 are going to go coming into FNCS. I don't even know if they are playing FNCS together. Round 1 should be an easy one for them. Round 2, I also think getting top 50 shouldn't be too hard. It is the round 3 that concerns me when you get to those set lobbies for this obviously very notable duo. Moving over to NAEs, we were set to have potentially another world record point performance. Cold and Centered kicked off the tournament with an insane 44 elim win, 18 elim 3rd, 17 elim win, 0 elim 41st, only 2.5 minutes, that's fine, and then a 16 elim win and a 9 elim 4th. They had so many points. I think they had almost 200 points with an hour to go, with an extra game on top if they got one more in at the very end. I really thought they were set to beat the Savage and Benji point record of, I believe it was last week, and I think it was around 250 points. Unfortunately, their last few games, 0 elim 43rd, 0 elim 44th, and a 7 elim 27 dropped them off the pace, but hey, they still won the Cash Cup by over 20 points, going with Mitr0 and Booga in second on 199. Obviously, with Booga going to Twitch Rivals, we haven't got to see these two play together for a minute, but back together again, stronger than ever, getting second place overall. And Cold and Centered, they're one of those teams like Tayson and Thomas that I've talked about being one of the favorites for FNCS earlier in the season. They started to drop off the pace a little bit, but when it comes to FNCS, you know they're going to focus up, you know they're going to show up big, and that's what all the teams are doing now. We had DJ Niomzo in 3rd, Skittles Tragics, Glace and Chucky, a team we haven't seen on top of leaderboards very much at the moment, Zemo and N-Pen, Spade and Chimp, Casca Smack, Joji Rokane, Hen and Queasy, because EU's always got to show up big on the NA leaderboards. It was honestly a fantastic tournament. We had Acorn and Kanata in there, so Acorn double qualifying on EU and NA East. Going down to 50th place overall is 151 points to qual. D-Roller and Trashy just missing out sadly, but it was an interesting tournament because again, some of those big names still not performing or not coming back from the Streamer Bowl just yet. We didn't have Clicks playing, Day wasn't playing, quite a few of those names, but the big ones were still there. So this is our last Cash Cup. This Cash Cup final is going to take place the day before FNCS qualifies. So we got to start focusing, got to start paying attention to the big names. I think I'm going to do a video tomorrow potentially talking about my predictions going through some of the drop spots of the teams that are doing really, really well. You guys always love those videos, and I think it might be time for one of them. I was considering whether I was or wasn't going to do one. Chuck a like on the video. Let me know in the comments if that is something that you want. Obviously, I've been watching all of the set lobbies, so we have even more information to go off than usual, but let me know. I don't know if you guys still enjoy those kind of videos or if you find it a bit boring. I want to know. I've been talking about a lot of teams have been splitting up and reforming and doing well, and one of them was Mackwood and Pump, and one of them was Peterbot and Nani, but it looks like after not qualifying today for both teams, they have now split up, and it was especially unfortunate for Mackwood, who he showed a clip of why he didn't qualify. I'll show it here. His Spider-Man just randomly disconnects and he takes fall damage. He went into the replays, checked it. It's not like someone shot it. It's not like the builds broke. It does look like it was just pure and simple a bug, but it's rough to see. So I don't know whether we're going to get Peterbot and Mackwood back together again, but I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of teams who are obviously getting those FNCS jitters. Only a few days out, they don't perform well and they split, despite the fact that Peterbot and Nani and then Mackwood and Pump both performed really, really well together. But it looks like Pump is now going to play with Nani, and it looks like Peterbot and Mackwood are now left looking for different teammates. Peterbot said he might be playing with Larson, and Mackwood doesn't know who he's playing with. So this could reform a team, but a little bit of a sneak peek to tomorrow's video talking about the teams. It's unfortunate to see for two really, really top tier players. All right, guys, that does it for another video. If you enjoyed, please chuck a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.